Hey, watch the merchandise, will you, sister? Live cargo in here.
Oh, it's good to be home, Princess.
Isn't that the truth? There were times when I wasn't certain we'd see these cozy environs again.
Timmy's in the mood for a martini.
Smashing idea. Make mine a double.
Timmy doesn't know which was scarier. Watching you almost get boiled alive, or climbing up that trellis and seeing Julian and that lady doing those bad things to each other.
Yes. I'm sorry you had to see that, Timmy, but at least we got Hecuba away from Julian before she escaped from that bottle. Beelzebub himself wouldn't be able to help us if she got free. You hear that, you old bat? You're not going to cause us any more trouble from in there.
That's what you think, Ms. Thing. I've only begun to settle my score with you and your backstabbing little friend.
Luis isn't ready to marry me yet. You saw his face when the subject came up.
You don't know what's going on in his mind. And the reason you don't is because he doesn't know himself.
Well, that's not exactly an ideal basis for a marriage proposal.
I used to think that there was a perfect time to make a commitment, but not anymore. You know, it's just like that joke. You want to make God laugh, make a plan.
Very funny.
It's true. You love Luis, he loves you, end of story. That's why I think things are going to turn out exactly the way Teresa's fortune cookie predicted. It's going to be a double wedding this spring in Harmony. If you follow your heart.
Look, even if I were going to propose to Sheridan, I couldn't do it right now.
Well, give me one good reason why not.
What?
I said one good reason. You love her, she loves you. What more do you need?
You really think that I should walk into Mama's kitchen and ask Sheridan to marry me right now?
With all of my heart. Just do it, Luis. Miguel, stop. I can't let you go in there.
I have to. I have to get Charity out of the clutches of those demons.
But you almost died the last time you tried to save her. Miguel, what if that giant serpent comes back and attacks you again? I mean, what if you can't get away from it this time?
Look, I know what I'm up against, Kay. And maybe you and the others can't understand because you've never loved someone so much that you're willing to die for them.
That is not true. Miguel, I do love someone that much.
I would hold the hand of the one who could lead me places and kiss the lips of the one who could sing so sweet. And I would fly on the wings of the bird I knew could take me highest. Breathe in, breathe out. You keep me alive. You are the fire burning inside of me. You are my passion for life.
You love someone as much as I love Charity. Oh, Reese. You're talking about Reese. I mean, I knew you guys had something going on. I just didn't know it had gotten that serious.
It's not Reese, Miguel. It's somebody else.
You're kidding. I mean, do I know him? I can't believe you haven't told your best friend about this other guy.
Well, it's not. I just meant that there are people that I love enough to die for. You know, my mom, my dad, Jessica, even though she can be a pain.
You forgot Charity. I mean, you risked your life to save Charity when you tried to help me rescue her.
Yeah, Charity too.
But I'm not talking about family, Kay. I mean, of course, we'd do anything we could to protect them. I'm talking about the kind of love that when someone walks into your life, it's never the same after that. The kind of love where you can't stop thinking about that person because without them, you're not complete. Like me and Charity. And if Reese isn't that person for you, then I guess you've never felt that way about anyone before, right?
This double wedding scenario of Teresa and yours, don't you think you're getting a little ahead of yourselves?
Not a bit. I mean, you love Luis, right?
More than I've ever allowed myself to love anyone. If I could have one wish granted to me for the rest of my life, it would be to marry Luis.
Well, then what's the problem?
Well, I mean, it's not a problem, really. I'm just being realistic. You know, Luis has a lot on his plate right now. He's very involved in his police work. He's the main provider for his family, not to mention how driven he is to find out what happened to his father all those years ago. He's just not in a position to marry anyone right now.
Sheridan, you haven't listened to a word I've said. Look, no one is ever in the position to get married. You know, there are always going to be more reasons to wait than to take the plunge. But life is too short to always do the practical thing. You know, when two people are meant to be together, you have to seize the moment before they slip away.
You know who you sound like, don't you?
Don't tell me. Teresa's notions of fate and destiny are starting to rub off on me.
Forget starting to. You are a true disciple, Ethan. Pretty soon you'll be spinning your own fairy tales.
Fine, laugh. I don't blame you, but there's worse things to believe in than romance.
You're right.
Logic doesn't cut it when it comes to romance. Luis can have all the reasons in the world, but when two people are meant to be together, nothing should get in the way. Nothing.
You can do it, Luis. Send Ethan out here to me. Get on your knees and ask Sheridan to marry you. You know that you want to.
What am I doing?
You're gonna ask the woman you love to spend the rest of her life with you. Oh, don't tell me you're scared. Not Pilar Lopez Fitzgerald Sunday, bravest cop on the Harmony Police Force. You can do anything you set your mind to.
This isn't about fear, okay? Even if my knees do get weak every time Sheridan's in the room.
Well, then I don't get it.
No. It's about timing. Yes, Sheridan and I, we do love each other very much. And yes, I do want to have children with her and spend the rest of my life with her, but I just don't want to start off on the wrong foot.
But what's so wrong foot about a double wedding with Ethan and me?
That is your wedding. Now, Sheridan and I will get married if we make up our minds to, but not because you opened some fortune cookie that says there are going to be 2 brides and 2 grooms.
But, Luis, the main reason that I want you two to get married right away is because you're perfect for each other. You always have been. I mean, I knew it from the start.
Oh, did you now?
Yes. It was crystal clear to everybody but you. I mean, I can't believe how long it took you two to figure it out.
Well, then I guess we're meant to be together, seeing as though we're both so dense.
Exactly. Which is why the two of you should get married sooner rather than later.
Teresa, that is not a reason, okay? I've made up my mind. Sheridan and I will get married on our own timetable, not yours, not anyone else's. But that's funny to you?
Well, you just sound so sure of yourself, so definite.
I am. I've made my decision. There will be no wedding for me and Sheridan in the near future. That's my decision. That's final. You can take it to the bank.
Mission accomplished, Tim Tim. That wigaholic Harridan will never bother us again.
What's Tabitha going to do with Hecuba?
I'm going to bury her in her bottle, far away, so she will never be a problem again.
That's what you think, Hagatha. I knew someday we would have our high noon style showdown. Only you're too arrogant to know that this is the day. We'll see how long you keep toasting your success.
Ow! Something just pricked Jimmy on his arm. Could Hecuba have enough power to hurt Timmy from inside her bottle?
Oh, absolutely not. If she could, she would have fried us both by now. Still, just to be on the safe side. There. Now we don't even have to be reminded of her while we enjoy our libation. Give it up, Hecuba. Stop embarrassing yourself and call it a night.
You better not make her mad, Princess. She could still have enough power to turn you into a critter, just like she did Timmy.
Oh no, Timmy. You're a goat.
A goat? What's Hecuba doing to Timmy?
Don't worry, Timmy. Hecuba's baby spells won't work on me.
You underestimate my power for deceit. Tabitha, I can make you believe anything I want.
Mark my words, Tim, in a few days' time, you won't even remember Hecuba existed.
Timmy's not that sure. Hecuba could haunt him all the days of his life. Timmy can still remember the glass shattering when she broke into the house that one time. Oh, and what about the time she threatened to push Timmy and his princess into the basement? And she's always shooting lightning bolts at Timmy and Tabby whenever she gets bored. Timmy can't believe Princess could almost forget being boiled alive in the cannibal pot. But the worst, the absolute worst, was how she humiliated Timmy by turning him into a poodle. What was that?
It's me, Hecuba. Over here, in the bottle.
Don't pay her any mind, Timmy.
You've won the damn war. The least you can do is thank me.
The nerve of her! Expecting thanks after what she's put us through. But, just out of curiosity, Hecuba, what is it that you think Timmy and I should thank you for?
The wonderful times you both have ahead of you. With me out of the way, the world is your oyster.
Timmy doesn't like oysters. Timmy thinks Tabby should put Hecuba in the jar and shut her up.
It's not like you to admit defeat, Hecuba. You've never raised the white flag in your life.
Oh, but those were the good old days. We were both a lot younger then. I'm afraid this time I am completely out of tricks. Would it kill you to say 2 words before you banish me?
Oh, don't do it, Princess. She's up to something.
I don't blame you for being suspicious, Timmy, but this is between witches. And after all, what harm could 2 little words do when she's trapped inside a bottle in our very own home? I mean, how could she possibly hurt us?
I believe that's what the fly said before it went to visit the friendly spider.
What is it, Kay? Why are you looking at me like that?
Miguel, I can't let you go back into the flames of hell.
We've already been through this.
No, Miguel, just listen to me, okay? We both know what the risks are. I mean, what if you don't come out this time? What about the people that love you?
I know it would be hard on Mama.
She would cry herself to sleep forever if she lost you. I can't let you go back in there. I mean, if you try, I'm gonna go right back down into the kitchen and tell your mom and everybody else what you're planning on doing.
Please, Kay, if you care about me at all, you won't stop me. I mean, I couldn't live with myself if I didn't do everything I could to save Charity. You'd understand if you love someone that much.
Just stop saying that, Miguel. I do love somebody that much. I love someone so much that if he dies, I'll die too. Don't you that, Miguel. I do love somebody that much. I love someone so much that if he dies, I'll die too. Don't you see? It's you, Miguel. I love you.
Look, don't get me wrong. I believe with all my heart that Luis and I are going to get married. We're going to have a beautiful wedding, find a sweet little home, start a family. Just not right now.
Oh, I still don't get it. If you know that you're going to end up together, why wait?
Because that's what would make Luis feel more comfortable.
Well, I'm sure if you talk to him
Luis
about
is a very proud and stubborn man. Those are two of the things that I love most about him. Even if I were to convince him to marry me now, it would color the rest of our lives together. I would always feel like I pressured him to make a decision before he was ready to make one.
Okay, I see. So, you're gonna sacrifice what you want for him? You're just gonna sit around and push down your feelings while you wait for this proud and stubborn guy to propose to you?
You know me better than that.
You're right. That wasn't fair. I know you're a strong and independent woman.
Which is why I'm willing to wait for Luis. I've waited an entire lifetime to find a man like him. Surely I can wait a little bit longer.
Sheridan, that's not what this is about. This is about finding the right person and making a great leap of faith together, even if it seems precipitous. And I'm not trying to scare you, but I know what it's like firsthand to take something for granted and then have it snatched out from under you in a blink of an eye. I don't want that to happen to you and Luis. Not if you really love him.
Maybe you're right.
I have got nothing against a head over heels, out of your mind crazy kind of love.
But you sound like you do. You know, you sound like getting married is some kind of unpleasant adult obligation that you put off as long as you can. It's like wait until April 15th to file your taxes.
No, all I am saying is one of these days you gotta come down to earth. You gotta realize that marriage is more than the last page in a fairy tale that says they lived happily ever after.
But I know that, Luis.
Love. There's love. Love is something that just happens, you know? It gets you in that love clutch. And you just can't do anything about it. It's out of your control.
It's great.
Yeah, it is. But marriage is a serious commitment that you gotta take your time with. It's one major decision in your life that you've got some say in. Now, it's one thing. It's one thing to stand there in a church and to look down the aisle at the person you love. That's a whole other thing to know that you can keep those promises you make at the end of the aisle.
I know.
Right. Now, when I put that ring on Sheridan's finger, I want to mean every word that I say about loving and honoring and respecting her. I don't want to mess it up. I just want it to be right. And now do you understand why I don't think I can ask her to marry me?
Bottle, truth do tell. Who's the cleverest witch from hell?
You are beauteous, Hecuba.
That's what I thought. Beauteous and cunning. Me throw in the towel. In your dreams, Tabitha.
Really, Princess, Timmy would sleep a lot better if Tabby would just get rid of the ball tonight.
Oh, stop being such a nervous Nelly, Timmy. Oh, I'm not going to let Hecuba out. And this is the last time I'll speak to her for at least a couple of centuries. What's the worst that can happen?
All Timmy knows is that Hecuba turned Timmy into a poodle, a monkey, and a goat. Next time, she could turn Timmy into something even worse. Maybe even a cat.
Oh, stop. stop it. You'll give yourself nightmares. Hecuba. Timmy thinks I shouldn't trust you. Is he right?
Poor boy. I probably scared the dickens out of him with my little animal game. Tell him to relax. My powers, as you can see, are almost totally zapped. And I have nothing left to console me except my sour little dreams of all the evil seeds I planted.
What evil seeds?
You know, the curses I put on the locals. The hardest part about losing, though, is not that I am losing to you. You have been a more than worthy enemy.
As are you, Hecuba.
Thank you. I appreciate the kind words. The hardest part about losing, the absolutely worst part, is that I won't see my curses grow to fruition. You see, without someone to follow through, all my evil will go to waste. Oh, I just can't bear to think about it.
Good.
Well, I wouldn't mind taking a look at some of these evil seeds you've planted, just for old time's sake.
Would you, Tabitha? I would be ever so grateful.
Oh, no. Here it comes.
Your love means a lot to me, Kay. But I'm not talking about the love between friends.
Neither am I. I would do anything for you, Miguel. I was just afraid to tell you because I didn't know how you feel about me.
You know I care about you, Kay.
You remember the first time we were down in the mine shaft when you said that if Charity had never come to Harmony, you and I would be together now? You didn't mean it, did you?
Of course I did. If I hadn't met Charity, it would have been you and me. I wasn't thinking before when I said that Charity was the only one I'd risk my life for. I'd do it for you too, Kay.
Really?
Absolutely. I've never been very good at expressing my emotions, but that doesn't mean I don't feel strongly. How long have you felt this way about me?
Long time, Miguel. A really long time.
Don't cry, Kay. I do love you.
I think the worst thing I could do would be to marry Sheridan.
Every time I give that guy the benefit of the doubt, he does something that makes me want to deck him.
Ethan, calm down.
No, I mean it. Look, he knows you want to get married right now. I mean, why can't he just step up to the plate and do it? I should talk to him.
Don't. I've already put enough pressure on Luis about this. You know, when the time is right, he'll ask.
So what are you going to do until that time?
Enjoy what we have together right now. It's not the worst thing in the world.
All right, I'm not going to argue with you if that's what you want. But at least tell him how you feel.
Look, you go ahead, right? You plan your wedding with Ethan. I'm sure it'll be perfect no matter what the budget is. But it'll just be you. It'll be you and Ethan. One bride, one groom. I'm gonna go talk to Sheridan.
Stop worrying about me. I'm just happy being with Louise.
You know, Luis and I had the best talk about marriage.
Yeah. It took a while, but eventually I got her to understand.
That my brother is way too conservative and too careful for his own good. In love, just like in life, sometimes you gotta take a deep breath and just step off the end of the pier. More than ever, I am convinced the four of us are gonna have a double spring wedding.
Teresa, You said that you understood where I was coming from.
I do. You made me realize what a big deal a wedding is. It means taking on an enormous responsibility.
Exactly.
That's why I'm gonna do all the organizing and planning. Yeah, and Sheridan can pitch in if she wants to on the music, the flowers, everything. But you don't have to give it a second thought. All you have to do is show up on the big day. You will see. This is going to be the most perfect double wedding that's ever happened in Harmony.
You see what you're getting yourself into if you marry my sister? Once she's set her mind to something, that's it. Her way or the highway.
Actually, Teresa's conviction is one of the reasons why I love her so much. I mean, I used to be just like you, Luis. I used to think through every decision at least 1,000 times before I even took a baby step. But Teresa has made a believer out of me. When she says something is destined to happen, it usually is.
Two of a kind, huh? Guess they're meant for each other.
So it seems.
Well, thank God that you and I are sensible enough not to base our life decision on a piece of paper and a fortune cookie, right?
I wouldn't want to do that after what mine said.
Exactly. Now, the important thing is not that my sister doesn't understand why we're not ready to get married. It's that you and I do.
Tell him how you feel. Tell him how you really feel.
That's my girl. No more crying. Now, do you believe how much I care about you? There's a lot of things I'm just starting to find out about myself. And Mama always used to say that I had a lot of Teresa and Luis in me, but I never knew what she meant. Teresa, she wears her heart on her sleeve. You know, she shouts out her feelings to the world, whether they want to hear them or not. Luis, he's the opposite. You know, he feels things really deeply, but he keeps them barricaded inside of himself. He has a big wall up. I guess that's from having to step into Papa's shoes when he was just a kid. He feels responsible for us. And that's how I know it's the real thing between him and Sheridan. Because this is the first time he's ever let his guard down. Even a little bit.
So which one are you more like?
Until I met Charity, I was more like Luis. Afraid to let things show. But Charity, she's opened me up. She's taught me how to trust. And she showed me how important love is. I can't imagine my life without her. And that's why I have to try to save her.
Wait. There's something I want you to do before you go back in there.
So tell me about these evil seeds you've planted.
All right. I am the one who conjured up the serpent that sunk its teeth into Miguel. Too bad Grace the Holy arrived in time to make my reptilian friend go running, but what she doesn't know is that Miguel is so in love with Charity, he's about to go back for more. Kay could stop him, but without her soul. She's like a car running on empty.
Oh, yes. Thanks. Thanks for Kay's soul.
I figured you had it.
Yes, well, Kay is instinctively mean-spirited, but she'll never be truly evil with or without her soul. I can make much better use of it than she can.
More power to you, Tabitha. Would you like to hear what else I've managed to accomplish in my time in Harmony?
If you must.
You know, it might be easier to show you. If you were to let me out of this bottle, we could look into my magic mirror, and you could see for yourself how Miguel is going to jump into the fires of hell to save his precious Charity.
Oh, that does sound like fun. Yes, I used to have the power to see into hell before our fair weather friends took it away from me. I really miss it.
No, Tebby, no! Please don't tell Timmy you're planning on laying Hecuba out of the bottle. If Princess lets Hecuba out of her bottle, she'll be making the biggest mistake of her life.
Your list of evil deeds is quite impressive, but is that all you've accomplished?
Oh, there is so much more. I had so much fun at the Chinese restaurant with Ethan and Teresa and Luis and Sheridan. It's not a done deal yet, but trust me, that's one double wedding you're not going to want to miss.
Is that it?
Hardly. Then there's Grace and Sam Bennett. Oh, every time they get close to mending their marriage, I make Gracie something else incriminating about Sam that makes her trust him even less than before. Oh. And then there's young Chad on the verge of finding out that Julian is his real father and the name of his real mother. And then there's my pièce de résistance. Julian Crane is about to murder his own sister.
Did you say murder?
Murder most foul. And there's a lot more where that came from. I'm not even going to get into Rebecca and Ivy. I hope you will admit, Tabitha, that you couldn't possibly follow through on everything that I've set into motion. You need me. Together, we can see all these curses come through to their heinous conclusion.
Well, it is tempting.
It's a scam, Princess. Don't fall for it.
Don't listen to Pee-wee, Tabitha. For once, he's right. You let me out of this bottle, and it's you that's going to be banished for 300 years.
Tell him, Sheridan. Tell him that you'd rather get married sooner than later.
I can't. Luis has to want it on his own.
Well, you're a brave man, Ethan. Half the time, I don't even know what to say to my sister.
It's easy. Just say yes. Agree with me.
See? You're a dreamer. I'm not. I live in the here and now.
But my dreams have a habit of coming true, and I dreamed of a double wedding, Luis, and I am positive it's going to take place. Have I been wrong about anything else so far?
She does have a point there.
See, it's a good thing you're trained as a lawyer. You're gonna need those skills to win any argument with her.
No, actually, I think she's already got me beat there. Best way to deal with Teresa is just to say yes. So what's it gonna be, Luis? Are you gonna be wearing a tux or a cutaway? What is it?
It's, a medal of the saint you're named after. St. Michael. He helped us once before. Maybe he'll do it again.
Thanks, Kay. I'm sure it'll bring me luck.
Oh my God, what if it doesn't? I mean, what if you can't get Charity away from the demons or bring her back?
I'm not coming back without her.
Don't say that.
It's just the way it is, Kay. If I don't come back, tell my mother I love her. Tell her to pray for us.
I don't know what I was thinking, Miguel. I can't let
Come
you
on
do
now,
this.
Kay. If you love me, you won't stop me. You said you understood.
This is the hardest thing I've ever had to do.
You believe those two?
As you said, they definitely belong together.
Who'll get the car?
I wish Teresa could make a believer out of Luis. I would give anything to have a double wedding.
Oh, I can almost taste being on the front lines again, Timmy.
What are you waiting for, Tabitha? If you would let me pass my powers on to you. Oh, just think of the evil swath we could cut through this town. It would never get over it.
Don't listen to her, Princess. You can't trust her.
You don't know what it's like to be stripped of your gifts, Tim. This is too good an offer to pass up. All right, Heck. I'm going to let you out.
Do it, Tabitha. Do it. So I can get out of this bottle and destroy you and your obnoxious little doll.
Oh, I can't get the blinking cork out, Timmy.
That's a sign you shouldn't do it, Princess.
Nonsense. All right, I'll just have to smash it. I'll smash it open.
You stay here. And don't worry.
If I didn't love you so much, I'd never let you go.
Goodbye, Kay.